our Georgia came out, you know what I mean?
Find out the delicious way Chloë Grace Moretz and Algee Smith bonded on the Mother Android set. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrea Belke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5. We start on a sad note with this week's emotional People cover story. Nick Cannon is mourning his late son, 5-month-old Zen.
When dealing with something like this, it's a numbing feeling initially, and then when you slowly start, to feel again, it's a confusing feeling. But I know at the end of the day, I'll be strong through it. But it feels like it's something that's going to be definitely long-lasting.
Cannon announced Zen's death from a rare form of brain cancer earlier this month. Now he's looking back on his last days with his baby boy.
Obviously, it being the holidays, it was like, man, we were praying we could get to Christmas, but we got a short time to spend with a true angel who had never did anything wrong and never, really just such a pure spirit. Probably one of the most calm, loving babies I've ever witnessed. So I see it as a blessing.
Moving on to a story you've been following closely on People.com. Jana Duggar broke her silence this week after receiving a child endangerment citation back in September.
Jana addressed the situation in her Instagram stories, saying it was an accident. According to her, she was babysitting when a child wandered outside and a passerby called the police. Jana added that child welfare concluded the child was unharmed.
Jana chose to speak out because she says the media was having a field day with the news of her charge, which surfaced one day after her older brother Josh was found guilty on child pornography charges.
Jana claimed that she was never arrested like some may have implied. She admitted she's upset at herself over what happened, but thankful it all ended safely, and that's what matters most.
Younger sister Jessa Seawald and cousin Amy King have since spoken out in support of Jana, who pleaded not guilty to the charge. Switching gears now to more from this week's People. Reese Witherspoon and Scarlett Johansson are joining forces in Sing 2.
I have dreamt of performing in Red Shore City since I was a little kid.
The sequel to their 2016 animated hit. The Hollywood Trailblazers first met about 2 decades ago.
I always have tons of respect for you, for how you carry yourself through the business and stuff like that. Because I actually know
the same way.
Behind the scenes, you really stick up for yourself and you stick up for other people, and it's very cool.
Reese, who's been in the business for 30 years, had a career epiphany when she was 34.
I started to realize I was letting other people be in a lot of control over my life, and I didn't feel comfortable with it. And I felt like I needed to take control of my career back.
And now the two women, who are both production powerhouses, have something else in common that goes beyond filmmaking.
I'm just mom. I just like to stay like that.
Yes, motherhood and all of the milestones that go with it.
My daughter just lost both front teeth, and it's really, really hilarious and funny. She's so gummy, and then I have a baby who's really gummy. And I have pictures of them smiling together, and it's so funny.
Next up, the posts you've been loving this week. WNBA star Candace Parker has a big surprise for fans. She's been married for 2 years and is expecting a baby with her wife, Anya Petrikova. Her announcement also featured her 12-year-old daughter, Layla. In her caption, Candace writes that she always dreamed of growing their family. David Beckham is honoring his wife, Victoria, by showing off a Spice World Christmas sweater. And it's safe to say Posh Spice herself is loving it. Now, where can we get one of these? And Mariah Carey is spreading some Christmas cheer with the help of McDonald's.
This holiday season, you're not getting the Mariah meal, you're getting the Mariah menu, and it's free.
It all started with McDonald's tweeting, "If Mariah Carey retweets this, everyone gets a free Big Mac." The Queen of Christmas quickly responded, writing simply, "You're welcome," which means every day from now till Christmas, customers spending $1 or more on the app can get a different free item each day. Thank you, Mariah. The coronavirus continues to be a present danger around the world, with the CDC advising that the best way to protect yourself and others is to get vaccinated. And these are some of the many stars who have followed that advice. Sponsored by Moderna. From British royalty to country royalty.
I've gotten far more credit than I deserve, I'm sure, but I'm just happy to have played a small apart.
Some of Hollywood's biggest names are proudly stopping the spread, and whether they got jabbed with their significant others or solo, they're sharing their experiences.
I felt nothing. I'm fine.
Dwayne Johnson gave a shout out to frontline healthcare workers when he got his second dose, while Jimmy Kimmel flexed a suspiciously muscular arm, teasing that he's now Jacksonated. Jana Duggar said she fought back tears while getting her shot, and Mindy Kaling joked she's not only vaxxed, but waxed and ready to pay her tax too. And it's not just our favorite celebs. Their kids are also going into the holidays with more proven protection against COVID-19. All right, now let's move on to some screen time. I'm so excited to be joined now by Chloë Grace Moretz and Algee Smith, the stars of the new film Mother Android, which premieres December 17th on Hulu.
Killing machines, they won't stop till we're all dead.
We gotta get through no man's land without being noticed.
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you have to give me 1 answer. For question number 2, you have to give me 2 answers, and so on. Let's get started. You play Georgia and Sam, a couple trying to find safety amidst a very violent robot revolution before their baby is born. You two have some very emotional and intense scenes together. So what is one way that you bonded offset or tried to lighten the mood between takes?
There was a time where we went to a bar to have a few drinks and we sung Miley Cyrus at the top of our lungs. I think that helped out when we danced the club. That was a very beautiful moment. It was a great release. What about you?
I think us going to Fenway Park was super fun. We did some batting cages right on the pitch. I didn't do too well, but Algee didn't.
Me either.
And we were okay.
You two really are the main cast of this film. I imagine you spent a lot of time together. So what are 2 things you learned about each other?
First of all, I just learned how much of a leader Chloë is. I was able to kind of watch on set. That was really cool to see. Also, I discovered that we both have a love for Raising Cane's, and we ordered a lot of chicken one day on set that we could not finish. So now we have a chicken bond.
We definitely have a chicken bone. Our Georgia came out, you know what I mean? I would say about Algee, I think he's one of the brightest lights you're gonna meet. You know, he's someone that is always happy. Even when we were at our lowest, you know, bottomed out, he always came in and made us smile. And we would always sing together on set and like try out little riffs and little runs.
I learned that Algee can ride a motorcycle really well. Was that all legit?
That was not all legit, but yes, it was legit because we had to really act as, you know, the back of the trailer and having to act out riding a motorcycle.
So you didn't actually ride a motorcycle. Have you ever?
I have, and it didn't turn out too good either. I'm working on getting lessons, okay? So we just need to kind of take a pause on this question and come back in like a year.
Well, one thing I couldn't help but notice about the 2 of you is you're both incredibly stylish. You've both rocked some seriously cool outfits on Instagram, on red carpets and talk shows. So what are 3 styles or trends you are loving right now?
I'm not even sure if I keep up with like trends. I just try to wear what I love wearing, to be honest with you.
Like going off about sneakers, I think on set. Like I would rock up with a pair of sneakers and Algee would rock up with a pair of sneakers and I'd be like, well, look at these ones I got. I think I kind of go for like an eclectic amount of style. So sometimes it's like more vintage vibe and sometimes it's more modern and like doing like a full Louis Vuitton look, you know, because I get to work with them, which is really wonderful. And then other times it's having fun, you know, mixing high and low. I think coats are like my favorite thing. So I always have like a really nice coat.
I love very dressy shirts like this. I do like to blend the lines of very urban wear, so I like me some sweats or some baggy pants sometime with a hat to the back and just a basic white tee and a chain on with some Air Force Ones. You can't really beat that. That's a solid fit right there.
In Mother Android, Georgia and Sam leave home with very few possessions. So it got me wondering, what are 4 items you definitely have to take with you if you were on the run? Algee, you can give me 2, and Chloë, give me 2.
An axe. I have a really good axe for camping. It's like a smaller axe too, so it's not too heavy. And the second one would be the flint that I have too, to create a fire.
Very practical.
I would grab the comforter off my bed because I get really cold. And also I would grab a picture of my puppy. Yeah, there we go.
A picture of Boss, he'd be with us. He'd be going on the adventure.
Yeah, so then I just grabbed the puppy instead of a picture. There we go. Thank you for that.
So you would grab the picture while your dog looked at you saying, what are you doing?
This is making me out to sound like a really bad dog dad, okay? And I'm really not.
Which of the 2 of you do you think would do better in a robot apocalypse?
Chloë, for sure.
And finally, what are 5 things audiences can expect to see in your new movie, Mother Android?
It's a world that's not far from where we're living right now.
Hot chocolate.
It's super exciting. It's a total roller coaster of a film.
Let's go.
A lot of people who we'll be able to relate to, especially young parents.
I support you in whatever decision you want to make.
Some really interesting parallels, I think, that people find within their everyday life that they're leading and what happens in this kind of world.
Chloë Moretz is in it.
Algee Smith is in it.
That's 5.
There you go. Chloë, Algee, thank you so much for joining me. Everyone, be sure to check out Mother Android, out on Hulu December 17th. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.